Okay, we can start. Hi everyone, hello, it's Paulina, and today we are going to talk to very experienced teachers from the Philippines. Okay, please can you introduce briefly yourselves?
Hello, good morning. My name is Melanie. I've been teaching English for almost 5 years now. I taught English to Korean students in a Korean academy here in Palawan, and after 3 years I stopped, and then I had a Russian student.
Okay, I see.
Okay, I'm Rada Saldahino, and I'm 42, and I'm teaching English for a few years now. My experience with foreign students, Korean students, was just a few months, but I also taught in public school, so government school, and it took me also a few semesters to teach English, particularly literature and writing.
Wow, that's interesting.
Hi, I'm Clang. I've been teaching English for almost 5 years since January. And I experienced 3 nationalities: Korean, Chinese, and Russian.
Okay. Is English official language in the Philippines?
Yes.
Yes, it's our second national language, aside from our first language, which is Filipino.
So you're kind of native speakers, yeah?
No,
Not really.
No.
There's
Second
other
language
things
only.
also,
Yes,
yeah.
only the second language.
Although all the books in schools
Are
are
in
in English,
Only
and then
except
only
Filipino,
Filipino.
Filipino subject.
We have Filipino.
We are
That's
not
why
really
you know
like
English, so-
Yes, that's how.
Yes.
And the news on TV, the programs,
Most Tagalog.
Films, music, all in English. Many
Actually,
are in
nowadays, there's only few Filipino can speak pure Tagalog because most of the time,
Mix
Mix,
combination of
yeah,
English.
Taglish.
especially those who live in big cities.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even me, I cannot speak Tagalog, all Tagalog for one day, I cannot.
It's always mixed
funny.
with English.
You know, I've noticed that in different countries, the teaching ways are very different. For example, when I compared teaching ways in Russia and teaching way in China, it's quite different. What about your ways of teaching? Can you share very briefly maybe some techniques, or what are you mostly focused on?
Well, it depends on the level of the student. For example, the level is beginner. We use illustrations like pictures, then sentences with pictures, and then they're focused more on books, especially for Korean students that I've handled before. But it depends on what the student likes. So we adjust to what the students like.
It must be very interesting. Eh?
Yes, we
Deal
try to
with
make the
motivation,
class.
yeah?
Yes, we try to make the class interesting so that the student would be motivated to study more and not lose focus.
Yeah.
First, we try to analyze what the students need to improve.
So it's like individual approach. Yeah?
Right.
Because, you know, in Russia, mostly teaching is focused on grammar. And in China, they try to learn everything by heart. So different. They just take long dialogues and they try to learn it by heart. Very different. Can you recommend any books? Do you have any preferable materials you use?
We have basic grammar, of course, and then we have vocabulary 504 essential words. The students should learn all those 504 essential words. And then we also have American accent, which we teach to the advanced students or the intermediate students. If
This
they
is
want
also
to.
very different from Russia because mostly in Russia we teach British accent. You know, all materials are focused on British accent. But in China also American. It's more well spread, yeah, it's more spread in different countries now than American accent. And I wanted to ask you about some common mistakes that students make, some difficulties that hinder their improvements. You share.
Okay, common mistakes among the Korean students. I think it's the use of prepositions, English prepositions. They are fond of using to many times.
Really?
Yeah, and so. And so that's one. Then I think also the way they arrange the words in a sentence, so it's more on the structure of the sentence, because when we study Korean structuring of their sentences, it's different. The pattern is different from English pattern. So sometimes they get that mistake of they use their pattern using English words. So that's one mistake.
Yeah, and I've also noticed that the pronunciation,
Yeah.
changing from their own language, their own accent.
I know that the difficulty for Russians is to pronounce th and the.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hard.
For Russians, there are so many R's, so many R's. That's what I've noticed. But as you know, when we study American accent or when we study English, we have to exaggerate first.
Yeah,
So we
I
exaggerate
Sounds.
the R
Sounds.
Yeah.
and
Yes.
all the sounds
When I was
first.
studying at university, we had a long course, like several months, and we needed to exaggerate every sound.
Yeah.
And then after a
Nature,
while, you
yeah.
your speech just becomes more natural.
Yeah, the natural.
That's
The more
why
you're fluent, the more speech becomes more natural.
I agree.
But at first, you need to exaggerate. It's
Yeah.
true.
And then
Cat.
Oh,
yeah.
So funny.
And then
Yeah.
at first, the students don't like to do that.
Especially in dance.
Yes.
They're embarrassed.
Yeah.
They think it's
Yeah.
crazy.
But I just continue to emphasize that it is important
Like this.
to exaggerate those sounds, because if they don't, then they cannot proceed to a higher level of
And they
learning.
just remember the words incorrectly. And it's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
difficult to learn them again.
Yeah.
And is there anything specific about Russians that you noticed something?
I have noticed that Russians are diligent. When they
Learners.
study, they really focus on what they want to achieve. I have noticed that, and they don't want to waste their time on other things. For example, in one class is, for me, 4 hours, or maximum 5 hours.
Wow, pretty long.
Yeah. It's true with a couple there.
They
4
maximize
hours.
the time.
Yeah.
They don't like to have
Cut it.
They don't like to have a lot of break time during the class. So just a few minutes break time is okay. It's okay with me because I feel that they are learning through that. That's what I've noticed.
Okay, thank you very much. It was
Thank
really interesting to talk to you. Maybe you could demonstrate something later.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, thank you. See
You're
you later.
Привет-привет, с вами Филиппинах Полина. Мы сейчас находимся на пляже Ноктабон. Отличное место. Здесь на фоне моря мы с вами поговорим про present perfect. Объект негодования многих студентов. По-русски это будет звучить «настоящее совершенное». Для многих русских это уже звучит бредово. Настоящее совершенное. Это то же самое, что сказать настоящее прошедшее. Но в английском немножко по-другому, мы сейчас в этом разберемся, не так уж это и сложно.